All right, friends, I'm going to give you some general instructions in Excel, and then I'm going to show you how to do your trend lines. So we're looking at this mathematical modeling, and it asks you to add a linear trend line that includes the equation on the graph and format the trend line to forecast backward 5 units. That's really simple to do in Excel. That's the happy part of it, and you're going to love Excel. I know I do. All right, first of all, you can see how mine is formatted here. Now, one of the things that I do is if I click off wrap text, notice that it disappears. If you look up here, you can see that it's all there, but it's just putting it in one straight line. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And because there is no content in these cells, it'll go ahead and run that way, and then it runs back behind it. But we do want that to be wrapped, which means it wraps around. Now, that's not a really good width. I don't really care because what I care about is this, which is our chart. So I'm going to just leave that. Now on this one, you can see here's the cell outlined in green, and here's the information. Now I've made the cell a little bit wider. It still does not include that. So there's several ways that you can change the width of a cell. When you hover over the intersection between two cells, you get a double-headed arrow like this. I can pull it this way or this way, and I can make it. But if I double-click on it, it actually makes it the width that it needs to be to accommodate the widest content there. You can do the same thing with your row headers. You can change the height of them. But then again, if you double click, it'll make it the height that it needs to be to make it work. Now, as far as adding the trend line, this is so easy. The first thing you have to do is you'll notice that there's no extra tabs up here, but when I click on the chart, I get these extra tabs up here. So you won't find these tabs unless you click on the chart first. So I'm going to click on the design tab here. I'm going over here all the way to the left to add chart element. Then I'm scrolling down to trend line. I want more trend line options. I've already put my trend line on there, more trend line options. Now, what we find here is on our more trend line options, we have, look at this nice little one, display equation on chart. Woo woo, click it. My equation magically pops up right there. Now, the instructions also tell you to forecast the line backward 5 units. Now, how are you going to do that? It wants it to go on back so that we can forecast our runoff based upon rainfall. So right here, we're going to go backwards 4 and hit enter, and you'll notice that it goes backwards 4. And we can go forward, so we can make the line go all the way if we want to use it to estimate. Now, you're going to get on down here, and it's going to want you to talk about the R of W. So it's wanting you to use function notation. This is so simple, guys. You just replace the Y with R of W, and you replace the X with W. And W is the annual rainfall in this case. And out of it, you're going to be able to estimate. So now you have R of W. Let me just type that in here. Let's just show you a few other things. Turn that off. So R W equals 0.6185. W minus 9.7758. There we go. And it would be better if that was a little bit smaller font so that it was all on one line for you. There you go. There's your function. And then when it tells you how much rainfall you have, you're going to plug it in for the W. Technically, that should be lowercase. So it's all just that simple. Plug in the rainfall amount here, and it's going to give you the runoff amount. So the runoff, R, I'm just going to say that, of W equals 0.6185 times W minus 9.7758. And isn't that interesting? What does that 9.7758 mean? It means that the ground absorbs 9.7758. Generally speaking, once the ground has absorbed 9.7758, the rest of it runs off. That's very interesting, isn't it? Okay, that's all for today, guys. I love you. Be good. Do your work.